jumping on live today, waiting for Jeff to join me because we're going to talk about sustainability in our business. Last week, we talked about how that's important for you to develop your own sustainability. And now we're going to talk about who the people are around you and why that's an important part of your sustainability. Excuse me. And I'm also trying to learn something new. Well, that's not going to work. And now we're going to talk about. I'm learning some new things about how to be able to comment with people. So if you're here with me live, I'd love to have you just put in the chat that you're here so that I can know who I'm talking to. And we're hoping that Jeff will jump on here soon. I know that he is traveling, and so that may be part of where the challenge is coming in. He's in an area where internet is not reliable at all times, so hopefully he'll be able to join with me soon here. But nonetheless, I wanted to at least jump on and talk to you about Corner 4 people, because the word Corner 4 does not necessarily mean that what that's about. So let me explain it to you. Corner 4 people is an expression from a book written by Dr. Henry Cloud, and that book is called The Power of the Other. It's reflecting on the importance and the impact that other people have on you and making sure that you're making choices to be around the right people that can help you become your best version of yourself. So, thinking about the people that are around you, he says there are 4 different types of people. Thinking of it in the 4 corners of a square. Excuse me. The first kind of people or choice you have as far as people in your life is to be totally disconnected and not be connected to anyone around you. Now, as a strong extrovert, okay, I'm like so far out on the extrovert scale, it's ridiculous. That is a fate worse than death for me. But for some people, not having a ton of people around them is not a big issue. The problem with that is when you don't have other people to interact with, you lose the ability to get feedback. And feedback, while sometimes it can be difficult to take, is always going to be something that helps you learn and grow. So feedback's really important. And sometimes we may have to take a little time to deal with the feedback, but feedback is really important. And I strongly encourage you to not be in that category of people who are disconnected and have no connection. There are so many opportunities and just the richness of life that you lose by being completely disconnected with others or from others. Number 2, the second corner is a bad connection. And this is about how the people around you interact with you. These connections are about what kind of feedback you get, what kinds of things are focused on. And in a bad connection, the person that you're connected to or the people you're connected to are all people who only see what you're doing wrong. Now, let's face it, we're all doing something wrong in our life at some point in the game. None of us are perfect. None of us do everything correctly. We fail on occasion. If the only messages you're getting from those people around you are about what you are doing wrong and nothing about what you're doing right, it's time to get some new friends. It's time to get some new people in your corner who can give you feedback, not only on when you do something wrong, but also when you do something right. So corner 2 is people who are only telling you what's wrong. Corner 3 is those people who are only telling you the good stuff or even when they really need to tell you the bad stuff, they're finding some way to not address it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like to give people negative feedback. But the reality is there are times when people need to know the impact of what they're doing or when there was a failure. Because if you're not honest with people about that, well, then how can they trust you with the positives? So the number 3 person is called a pseudo good connection. Because while they may tell you that things are going well, they're not telling you the full story. They're not telling you where the growing edges are, where you could improve on what you're doing, or where you could meet the needs of your customers in a more effective or efficient way that would maybe save you money and serve the customer much better. Wow, would you like somebody to tell you that part? Well, that brings me to our corner 4 person. And that corner 4 person is a true connection. It's a trusted space where there's safety on both sides of the relationship. And both people in the relationship can not only say, wow, you did an amazing job on that, but they can also say, oh man, that didn't go as expected. And really, we need to figure out a different way to do this. That is a corner 4 leader, a corner 4 friend, a corner 4 connection. And those are the connections that we need to develop and make sure that we have those people in our lives and have them as central characters in what we're doing in our business, in our friendships, in our relationships. Hopefully, we have some people in our family who are those types of people also. That's one of the beauties of this partnership that Jeff and I have developed. We're not hesitant to tell each other, hey, you know what? I think we could do this better. Hey, you know what? The way we've talked about this money side of things, I think we need to do it a little differently. And that is a very trusted space to be in. And the more you develop that trusted ability to speak the truth with deep care for the other person, the deeper the trust in the relationship goes. Because as we all know, a relationship that is not, that doesn't have that baseline of trust is not going to be as deep. So I see my friend Alicia Mills has joined us today. Hey, Alicia, I'm really glad you're here with us. Thank you so much for jumping on, especially considering the fact that Jeff's not here with me. So I'm kind of, talking to myself. So I'm really glad to be talking to you. Alicia is a really awesome woman who is a DEI advocate and works as a leadership coach. We had the privilege of meeting at a networking event. 3 or 4 years ago, 3 or 4 months ago, wasn't that long ago. And it was just a joy to get together with her. We're still trying to schedule lunch on the calendar. We got to work on that, Alicia. But I think Alicia is one of those people that can be a corner 4 person. She's honest. She is engaging. She tells the truth. And I've really enjoyed being able to be connected with Alicia. So thanks so much for being here with us today. And I hope your new puppy is really integrating into your household. And you guys probably have it all figured out by now with the new puppy. So back to those corner 4 people. When we're building a business, having those corner 4 people in the business space with us is so important. Because we need people who are able to help us stretch and grow. We need the people who are able to say, wow, that was a great new product you put out in the market, and I know you're serving a lot of people with it. And maybe it would be really helpful to be able to focus in this direction and talk to these people. Have you thought about talking to these people about it? Because right now, I know you're struggling to get as many people as you want in your are using your new product. Well, what about these people here? Or maybe the messaging that you were using isn't really hitting the mark with the folks, because when I hear it, this is what I hear. Giving that feedback is not saying, boy, you are really terrible and you're not capable. It's giving the feedback of how do we make it better? How do we grow this thing into something even more? And what's really cool about having those people in your back pocket is you have that place where you you have that place where you can feel safe being able to say, I am not able to get this where I want it to go. I really don't know how to make it better. Can you help me make it better? Or, okay, you saw this in a different way than I did. Help me understand that so I can understand maybe how I'm not able to connect with my customer in the way that I really want to. Because all those kinds and then there's systems and processes, and this is where I really wish Jeff was here with me, because on systems and processes, I struggle. I need people like a Jeff to help me understand how I can do systems and processes better, and how I can think a little differently about it and not get off on my visionary, oh my gosh, I got all these great ideas and we can do this and we can do that and we can do the other thing, until we get that baseline set, because we have to focus on that first. So having those people in our corner for us, corner for leadership, is so important. And I really want to encourage you to think about who those people are. Do you have places where you're really disconnected and you don't have others around you? I'm going to be really honest with you and tell you that in a former life, I actually started a business, and I was doing that disconnected, no connection thing, because I came out of a corporate space where I had learned that we don't trust our competitors. And that's true when you're in a big corporation and you're out there in the marketplace of the grocery store, and you're just, it wasn't the cereal aisle, but the cereal aisle is a good example of that. If you're somebody who's working on Kellogg's, you're certainly not going to trust the General Mills folks and tell them where you're struggling. That's not how it works in that world. However, with small business, and especially in the specialty for food world, when you have somebody who's ahead of you on the path, you trust them enough to open up and say, this is where I don't understand. Help me understand and grow. Well, I didn't do that. I was that disconnected, no connection person. Guess what happened to my specialty food company? Yeah, it never got off the ground because I didn't trust other people. I didn't know that there was somebody who could be a corner for person for me. Not helpful, let me tell you. And it will put your business down the toilet really fast when you don't have someone that you can trust. So you might ask why I'm telling you all this. And this is going to be a much shorter conversation than what ordinarily it would be. However, with Jeff not here with me, I don't have the back and forth that I usually would. Excuse me. So I just want to share with you this really important piece of information, because Jeff and I are launching that safe space and building a group of corner for people that can be there for you, that can help you to become even more fully the business owner that you want to be, to grow your business, to position you for fully engaging with your customers, providing curated resources for you in what we're calling the Inflection Point Hub. So you know the things that we've been doing in our weekly Inflection Point moments. We're taking that to the next level with what we call the Inflection Point Hub. And we're building a peer advisory group of 8 people to start with. This is going to grow over time, but we're going to start with up to 8 people. And together, we're going to build a community of Corner 4 people that are going to be that place where it's safe to say, I really did this well, or man, that flopped big time, and I need to figure out how to do it better next time. I need my people to come around me and be that place to give me the feedback I need so that I can do it better next time. With Jeff's expertise in systems and processes and my expertise in executive coaching and marketing, along with our curated group of people that we're going to bring in as monthly speakers, it's going to be a great place to create that place of safety, that place of growth. And we're here for small but mighty growth-oriented business owners who want to grow their business to the next level. So we really hope you'll join us. And the way to do that is to apply by going to rhondapeterson.com/inflection-point-hub. Yeah, it's long. I'm going to put it in the chat, hopefully. Yep. And by doing that, you will be able to apply to be part of our founding members group. We'd love to have you join us. Next week, Jeff and I will be back. Sorry, let me say that again. Next week, Jeff and I will be back to do more talking about sustainability and how you can create sustainability in your business and your life. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. And thanks, Alicia, for being with us.